So I'm just gonna get this one out of the way because that I feel like this video does not need to be made, but I'm gonna make it anyway just to get it over with. You'll know what I mean in a second. Today we're going to be talking about the cleric, to talk about is it balanced fun and does it fit the vibe of the game. Now let's be completely honest, between you and me, heart to heart, this video does not need to be made. Cleric is a perfect role. It's a perfect example of a town protective role. There is no other town protective role that is more perfect than the cleric. None whatsoever. This is one of those roles that I could not perfect. In fact, the only thing I can see myself moving forward is maybe nerfing cleric, but even that I think is overkill, which I don't think it needs to be done. What do I mean by that? It gives powerful defense. That's all it does. It has a secondary secret ability that is no longer useful in the game, which is it can cure poison. But seeing as poisoner doesn't poison anymore, nobody cares about that ability. So let's talk about its primary ability, giving defense. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. In fact, it is beyond insane. It is nuts. What do I mean by that? It has the ability to basically be the bigger person in Exodia. If I'm in an Exodia with Trapper or Bodyguard, I am not being protected. I am basically only being defended. I'm not being protected. There's a huge difference. Being defended basically means Trap stops one attack. Bodyguard stops one attack. You do not gain invincible defense. You do not gain powerful defense. You do not even gain basic defense. All you gain is the survivability of one attack. Unlike Cleric, that can give basically so much defense. With Cleric, you're basically surviving almost everything except for pretty much Apocalypse, and I'd say Jester. Oh, and Arsonist. Anything else, it's going to survive. Oh, and Ritualist and Doomsayer, but you know what I'm just trying to say. Oh my god, there's just so much powerful, invincible attacks. Like, so many roles. You have 4 roles of the Apocalypse. You have Ritualist, Doomsayer, Jester, Arsonist. That's 8 roles that have invincible attack. In the past, it was pretty much... It wasn't even Pest. No, it wasn't Pest. It was Town of Salem 1. It was basically, I want to say, Jester and Arsonist and Jailer. Oh yeah, and also Jailer... Wait, no, Jailer doesn't have invincible attack anymore. In Town of Salem 2, Jailer only has powerful. There's a huge difference. Now, why do you ask, is there a huge difference? Well, put it bluntly, oracles can defend other roles in prison. Jailer is no longer this ultra powerful attacker. I don't think I need to explain what the oracle does because I've been yapping for the last 3 minutes, but I'm going to explain anyways. It has 2 abilities. It has the ability to self-night, well, not night 1. Has the ability to self at night and give itself powerful defense, and it has the ability to cast powerful defense upon others. Very simple. Simple attacks will not penetrate a cleric's defenses. Powerful attacks will not penetrate clerics. You get the point. Cleric is very powerful. Now, is it balanced? The answer to that is not really. And when I say it's not balanced, I don't mean that it's not balanced to the point that cleric needs a buff. It's not balanced to the point that clerics need a nerf. I'd say there are 2 things that I'd nerf cleric with. And the first one is that cleric no longer gains powerful defense when it selfs, it gains only basic defense. I think that would make the role a little bit more squishy, which would, well, put it in a little bit more harm's way. I think that would make it definitely better. And number 2, and this is something that I'm going to get a lot of hate for, I think Cleric needs to be nerfed in a way that it doesn't anymore have the ability to go on the same person 2 nights in a row. Just how Oracle doesn't have the ability to go on the same role 2 nights in a row, so should Cleric not be able to go on the same person 2 nights in a row. I think that it would make it a little bit more skill-oriented rather than basically, oh, I found another TP that's confirmed. What do we do? Maybe we should, Exodia? Like, come on. Now, let's talk about, is it fun? And the answer to that is, it is so not fun. I'm sorry, I'm about to burst a lot of people's bubbles. I don't like Cleric. I think being Cleric is boring. I think it's powerful. I think it has a lot to it. I think it doesn't need to change in its general theme. But other than what I said before with its nerfs, I do not think that cleric is fun, and thus I don't like being cleric. But that doesn't mean I don't play it and I don't have fun with it. I just think it's a little bit too powerful. It's like playing, I don't know, Minecraft in creative mode almost. Well, not really creative mode, but it's like playing Minecraft and having a block that basically lets you get a stack of emeralds every time you click on it. Like, come on, I can just go to the village, click on that block, and bam, I can get whatever I want. I have prot 2000. I have, I don't know what the cool kids like anymore. Do we still like mending? Mending? Kids, do we like mending? Hey, fellow kids, how you doing? Anyways, and now we're going to talk about does it fit the vibe of the game. And so the answer to that is, of course, it fits the vibe of the game. Nothing more fits the vibe of the game other than the cleric. Like, it doesn't need any help to fit the vibe of the game. First of all, they took it from a doctor to a cleric so that it fits the more magical theme of what's going on in Town of Salem. Because as we all know, Town of Salem is one of those games that basically has witches and it has witchcraft and all that. Does it fit the vibe of the game? Absolutely, it fits the vibe of the game. Now, does that mean that what I said before isn't correct? No, I believe that everything I said before is correct. Cleric is a little bit too powerful for a TP. And I'm going to talk about the bodyguard in the future, but I'm basically going to say it now and I'm going to say it again in the future. I think that bodyguard is unneeded because a cleric can basically go on the same role again and again and again. I think that roles like cleric and crusader, which I'm also going to talk about in the future, both need to be one of those roles that just cannot camp spawn. Because it can camp spawn, Exodias are basically invincible. That's the whole point of Exodia. You get all 5 pieces, you win the game. I think they did a lot of good by saying that Tavern Keeper cannot role block the same role twice. I think they did a lot of good when they said that the jailer cannot jail the same person twice in a row. I think that Cleric and Crusader are one of those roles, which I'm going to talk about in the future, that because that they give defense, they should not be able to spawn camp. Once they do that, I think that would make the role a little bit better. And yeah, that's about it.